after what we just saw transpire in this past year's Super Bowl between Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy, I feel like this past year's Super Bowl showed us why you gotta have a Patrick Mahomes-esque talent at quarterback if you want to be able to try to take this dude down. The difference in that Super Bowl to me wasn't that Brock Purdy was overrated. It just was that he was a really good QB. Patrick Mahomes was just an even better QB. He was an all-time great QB. Brock Purdy put his team in position to get a field goal, to take a 3-point lead. Mahomes put his team in position to come away with the Lombardi trophy. That's the difference between the 49ers and the Chiefs, I felt, was that one team had a Hall of Fame quarterback, a future all-time great, and the other team had a really good QB. And in today's NFL now, since the emergence of Patrick Mahomes and guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, it seems like more teams now are giving these quarterbacks less time to develop because they're trying to find that next superstar who can help elevate that franchise. Yes, a quarterback does need to have a good situation to succeed, but when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes who's winning Super Bowls with guys like Rashee Rice, a rookie wideout, being his best wide receiver, and Travis Kelce, who people thought was slowing down, you look at guys like Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, who have all this talent, more weapons than Mahomes, and you ask them, why can't you get it done? And because of Mahomes being able to do this, I feel this is creating a oversaturated quarterback market. Now, quarterbacks that used to be viewed upon as good like 10 years ago, for example, Alex Smith. 10 years ago, Alex Smith was the prototypical solid starting quarterback that you look for in the NFL. In 2023, though, they shit on the Alex Smith, though, because you look at what Mahomes is doing, and what Mahomes is able to do is elevate his team. Meanwhile, Alex Smith just manages the game. So with that, Luke G, I really feel that Patrick Mahomes has really did a disservice to the majority of the quarterbacks out there, because a lot of these guys don't have a long time to develop. You only got 2-3 years, and plus, I think the expectations are a little bit more unrealistic, because now these quarterbacks are getting compared to Patrick Mahomes, because if you can't go toe-to-toe with him, a lot of these teams believe that you don't have a quarterback. That's how I believe it. That's how I see it. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm not paying Tua. That dude can't beat Patrick Mahomes. He can't go toe-to-toe with this dude. So why would I invest $50 million in a QB that gives me half of what Mahomes can do? If I'm going to pay top dollar money and have to give out 30% of my salary cap to a guy, I'm going after a guy that's in the same weight class as a guy like Mahomes. So do you think this is the direction that the NFL is starting to go?
No, in fact, I think it's a little bit the opposite, because it's not a matter of what Patrick Mahomes is doing. See, everybody talk to Patrick Mahomes talk. I get it. It sounds good. It's sexy. You know what I'm saying? He got the Beijing look going on right now. Everything is there. I see it, right? But everybody forget that he got a Hall of Fame head coach. Like, they forget this. They forget that team has kept talent on there. They forget this. They forget that Patrick Mahomes has had some bad games in the Super Bowl too. They just remember the last minute heroics. But the reality is a lot of teams are getting to the point where they're saying, if I'm expected to pay you 50, 30, 40, and 60 million a year, yeah, I expect more. Because guess what? At this point, as your price go up, with that price tag going up, I expect more. And so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but let me just break it down to you. This is what happens when you get a quarterback on a rookie deal and he don't perform well. You got to make a decision. Do you want to pay him? And that's what the Bears said. The Bears said, I don't want to pay Justin Fields. I don't see a guy that I can pay 50, 45 million to 50 million and feel good. Is Justin Fields better than Daniel Jones? Yeah. But do I want to now pay him 48 because he's better than Daniel Jones? Like, no. Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones that's his comparison? Right? And so now that's a different thing. Even with Dak Prescott, who got paid, the question now becomes, do I want to pay him further? Because without, he's not getting it done. But they didn't get him a Hall of Fame head coach. You see what I'm saying? They had an opportunity for these head coaches. They could have had Sean Payton. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Jerry Jones won't get out of his way. And so when I look at the NFL, they're just simply willing to do what many people thought I was crazy for saying years ago. And that's go outside the box. Remember, at the one game, I wanted Matt Patricia fired and told everybody at the 1 year, you got to get rid of him. And everybody told me it takes 3 years. And we have seen multiple coaches be fired at the one season. Why? Because it don't take that damn long. If you are who you say you are, I should see significant improvement. And when I don't see that, there's a problem. And that's what they're doing to quarterbacks. They're opting to not keep people to pay them when they're like, look, I could let somebody else pay you. I'm not doing it. I would rather lose and get a new quarterback than to sit here and pay you because you're not getting it done. So for me, no, I don't think it's a Patrick Mahomes thing because Patrick Mahomes came into a perfect situation. If Patrick Mahomes was drafted that year first overall, he would not be Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes going to a Hall of Fame head coach, yep. The same thing with Donovan McNabb. Everybody thought Donovan McNabb was going to be a washout. He had Andy Reid. Andy Reid, people talk about Patrick Mahomes, but again, people forget that Andy Reid went to the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
And McNabb had a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
But he went there. People forget that. People forget the Eagles' first Super Bowl was won by Nick Foles because the coaching is in such a way. And so Brock Purdy was not supposed to be where he was at, but Brock Purdy has a good coach who understands his strengths and his weakness. And I heard Mike Tomlin say something one time that I love. He said he hates when he hears coaches be like, oh, you can't coach that guy. Or this guy, he said, but what you're really saying is you can't coach that guy. You're the one who don't have the ability to coach that guy and get everything out of him. And that's what you're hired to do. See, when you think about certain things, right? You can your name JT, right? Mm-hmm. That's not a job description. Coaching is a job description on every level. You're the coach. Your whole objective is to motivate, figure it out, and get them in position. And so I think what you're starting to see with the quarterback room is a group of people who have just made a simple decision and saying, as the price of quarterbacks go up, I'm not willing to play around with you. Either you can make it happen or you can't, and I'm moving on. Which is why the Michael Penix to the Falcons thing makes more sense now. Because I'm already paying the guy for a 2-year rental. But guess what? When those 2 years up and he 30-something, yeah, I think I'd rather go with the young guy who can run.